Next trailer up for viewing is called The Parts You Lose. It has Aaron Paul and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Now, I sort of kind of recognize those names, but I'm not putting faces to them yet, so I guess I'll maybe recognize them when I see this. I'm not sure what kind of movie this is. I don't know if it's a drama or if it's a thriller, suspense, or horror, or anything like that. So let's find out.
Just remember what I said.
It sounded like a
There is hope for you, yeah.
maybe a
3 weeks ago, there was a
thriller
robbery
type.
in Auburn, South Dakota. 4 out of 5 men have been apprehended. 1 man is left.
So he's a bank robber. Oh no, maybe they just find him.
Anyone else know you don't talk much to you.
Oh, he's deaf. Okay.
I can't stay here no more. Here's what you're gonna do.
We believe he may be hiding, wounded, possibly incapacitated. So have you seen this man, Wesley?
Did I say we were done?
Storm clouds may be brewing. Sunny days lie ahead.
Where have I seen him before? I don't remember. And I don't know where I've seen her before.
The sky's the limit, so.
Okay. This looks like one of those movies that's probably going to have a terrible ending. The convict guy, maybe he's going to be he's like an anti-hero. He's not all bad, and he's going to form this bond with his kid, but he's going to end up being killed. Something like that. So yeah, this is not anything that is super grabby, but it's not anything that makes me like, nah, not interested. I'd see it. I wouldn't go to the movie theater to see it, but I would see it. As you can tell, most of the movies that I'm watching trailers for, I wouldn't go see them in the theater. Just not only because there are just some movies that don't feel like they're necessarily worth a big screen viewing, but also just because I try to prioritize movies that I want to actually spend money to go watch on the big screen. And this is not one that I would want to spend money to go watch on the big screen. But it is something that I would watch. So yeah, that looks interesting. I thought the trailer was okay. Some people were complaining about the soundtrack, feeling like in the comment section they were complaining about the soundtrack and that how it didn't feel like it really fit the story or the trailer. I didn't really find anything wrong with it personally. I thought it seemed okay, and it didn't feel like it was draggy. It was under a minute and 40 seconds, or under a minute and 45 seconds. So it wasn't too long. It wasn't too short. It didn't show you too much. You definitely got a good idea of what's going on. So I think it did its job in that regard. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Not really a whole lot to say about it. Some of these reaction videos or some of these trailers that I watch, some of them spark a lot more in me about things that I want to talk about, and others are just kind of okay, yep, looks good, I'll watch it. But I don't really feel like there's a whole lot more to add. I mean, obviously the premise of this reminds me of other movies I've seen. There was a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie with Rosanna Arquette, and it was kind of a similar premise. I think he was like a convict or something. He wasn't a bad guy, but he had like a record or something, and he befriends this woman. I can't remember. She was a widow, and she has a child, and you know, so it kind of reminds me of stories like that. This is obviously a bit different. Seems like the child is keeping this man a secret from his mother, so doesn't seem like she even knows about him. Who knows how long that goes on. But anyway, so yeah, that's it for this one. And until the next one, you guys, nos vemos.